Hello!
Hi.
So welcome everybody. We're going to talk to you today about an oily lifestyle while you are on a budget.
Yes.
My name is Corrie. I'm here with Tanya Roby.
Hi.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you, one of the reasons that this is important to me is that I had this teacher who would say, whatever experience you're having, you want more of. And I really thought about it, and it's like when I am in my joy, I want more of that joy. When I'm in depression, I think about things that create more depression. So I really started to get honest with myself and realize that's really true. And so when I reach for things that help me feel like I have to decide, you know what, I don't want more of this depression, I want more joy. So what can I do in order to make that a reality is one of my favorite things to do is to use oils. So that is just a little bit about what I love about oils, and I want to ask you precious people out there, thanks for being here. I see all of you. Big kisses.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So what I want to ask of you, if you don't mind, if you could write in the comments just one of the ways that you use your oils. I know there's a million, but just pick one, just to put it out there and sprinkle that here for us. And while you're doing that, I just want to introduce my beautiful friend and mentor in so many ways, Tanya Roby. So Tanya Roby is a life speaker. She is, my brain just went blank. So she is a gold leader with Young Living. Thank the good Lord. She brought me into the oils, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for her for that. And many of us just can really benefit from not only who she is as a person, but how she teaches and the way that she graces us with her words. Speaking of that, she's also an author and just finished writing her second book. This one happens to be about network marketing, and has graciously been sharing the system that she's created with us, and it feels so exciting. Our team is rocking it, rocking the system. So with that, I invited her to teach us about how to live an oily life when you're on a budget, because for a lot of people, that is reality. So I'm really excited to ask her some questions about how to do that. So, all right, get the comments coming in. I don't know if maybe it's slow over here. Oh, you are. You're diffusing motivation right now. Woohoo! I hear a lot of people tell me motivation is really great for when you're going to the gym. Yeah. Change my attitude from yuck to yay!
I love that, Vanessa.
Yeah, I love that too. I love that too. So keep them coming. We will keep reading out your comments. I love that. One of the ways that I use my oils is kind of like my favorite little tidbit is using lavender on my breasts for like a little breast massage before bed. It does two things for self-care. It's like supports my healthy breasts and supports my sleep because I can just breathe that in and have a more restful sleep. So that's one of my ways. So I'm going to pass it over to Tanya and ask you, what's one of your ways?
Oh my goodness, so many ways. I'll just share my morning routine. Is get up and get in the shower most mornings. And in there, I have two different kinds. I love the peppermint lavender and just the plain lavender shampoo, as well as the conditioner. I'm also obsessed with the Art line, so I use the foaming facial wash, but I also like the peppermint scrub, depending on the day and if I want the exfoliation or not. But then when I come out of the shower, I really like to put frankincense. When I started and I was really, really tight in my budget, it was 1 drop of frankincense a day on my face. Now I do about 7, directly on the face and the neck. And I really don't like to start my day any other way.
I agree. I was out of frankincense for a little while. So happy to be reunited. All right, a couple more. One of my favorite ways to use my oils is to use gratitude oil in my morning gratitude ritual.
Yes.
Ain't that convenient? And Jessica Corbett, can you get in? Get in, Jessica. All right, so keep them coming and we'll keep reading. But for now, I want to, one of the things that Tanya has brought so hugely into my life, when I really think of the preciousness that she brings in, one of the things is that I realize how she creates space for me to stop and think about the value of things. So, like, for instance, when I went to my very first training about Young Living, well, about network marketing in general, it was because she took the time to really stop and describe what the value of it was. And sometimes, like, I just want to rush past that and be like, just trust me and come with me. Come on, it's awesome. but I really enjoy the way that she has me pause and think about the value. So Tanya, I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind just speaking about the value of self-care.
That's a great question. Value, I think that value is a really interesting inquiry, and it was one that kind of got handed to me many years ago, and frankly, I hadn't thought much about it. So when it comes to, the value of feeling good, I think that's a question worth asking. I know that from my story, it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey, and I didn't start in a place of a lot of self-awareness and self-value. In fact, when I was in my 20s, I felt pretty, invincible. Like I had this, thank goodness, blessed with a really strong and healthy body, and so I took full advantage of that. And it was actually in my late 20s when I decided that I really didn't want the 9-to-5 lifestyle, that it didn't serve me. And I left my job at the time. I was working for a nonprofit called the American Friends Service Committee doing peace work in Latin America. And when I left my job there, I left it to renovate an apartment that I had in Philadelphia. And I had no health insurance, and I had no income. And I threw myself into it. My dad's a contractor, and I thought, I got this. I'm strong. I've never really hurt myself before. I can do this. And at the end of that project, I was in bed with a severe back injury, no health insurance, and inability to walk with ease for over 3 months. And that was a huge wake-up call for kind of the mortality of being human, and how much I had always really just expected my body to do what I demanded of her. And when she didn't, how frustrated I would be. So for me, it's been a long journey, becoming a yoga teacher and going through a month immersion at Kripalu, where we were really asked to look and feel again about how is this body actually doing, was a huge turning point. But then it's really Young Living that came in and said, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take care of yourself with more consistency, with more love, and here's a community to hold you accountable, and here's an essential rewards program to every month be able to really check in with myself about what's needed. And I would say that it's really been in the last several years that bringing self-care to the center of my life has become a thing. And the result is, well, shockingly, I feel better.
Thank you. Yeah. So we have just a question for you. Is that how do you value your self-care? So I think there's a few things we want to ask.
Yeah, no, actually, I would love to do this. So I think it's important, like I said, that we can be any place. It's important to know where we're starting from. I shared with you, I started from a place of lots of lack of self-care. So if you have a moment, please grab out a pen and a piece of paper, or just allow yourself to drop into your body and notice what comes up, what feelings, and if you would, just jot down or make a mental note. On a scale of 1 to 10, right now, today, how much do you value your own health? Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you value it? And then number 2, what is the price tag on feeling good? Do you currently have a monthly budget where you have some money put aside for preventative care and loving up on yourself? And how worthy do you feel of feeling good? How worthy do you feel of it? These are some big questions. Notice how they make you feel, not just the answer to them, but like for me, some of those questions when they first came at me was like, why have I never thought this before? Yeah, so take a moment, and if you're brave, you don't have to post it in the side, but if you're willing to post it, please do.
Can you go through them quickly just one more time?
Yeah, thank you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you value your health? Is feeling healthy a top priority or on the bottom of the list? What is the price tag on feeling good? Do you currently have money set aside in your monthly or even annual budget for things that support your wellness? And then the more emotional question, how worthy do you feel of feeling good? Do you feel like that's your God-given right? Then of course you should feel good, or is that actually not so much resonant right now? And then just witnessing what comes up, not just the answers to the questions, but what they make you feel being asked those questions.
Thanks. For real. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And not using any of it as a beating stick. It's just witnessing. So with that, I would like to everybody pull out an oil. If you have oils, that is, please pull out an oil, and whatever oil it is that calls to you, and just have an experience in this moment. Breathe into whatever may have just come up for you. Drop my cap.
And for those of you newer to Young Living essential oils, if you're just getting started, topical application with Young Living is completely safe, although this is not safe with other oils. So you really want to make sure that you're using the Young Living so you've got that high quality, absolute purity. And then allowing yourself to just take a moment and anoint. And take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth.
And when you're ready, taking your time, but when you're ready, just popping in like popcorn, just write some words that of things that you experienced just now through that little breathing in and placing on. It was interesting. I felt like I felt a little bit of a release, like I wanted to cry, and just like I felt just more connected to my worth. That was really interesting. So if anyone has anything they want to share, yeah, it's good to take notice of how you value your self-care. It's a really good thing to stop and pause and think about.
And I'm noticing just from my application, just a sense of more clear-headedness and freshness. It's a hot summer day over here, and I feel this kind of cooling moving through my body and some awakeness in my brain. So let us know what you're feeling.
I have we put some cooling oils on beforehand too, which I'm very grateful for right now. So getting into the affordability piece, for people who understand the value of oils, of Young Living, specifically essential oils, and want to be an oiler, want to live an oily lifestyle and have a healthier home and a healthier life, but they can't afford it, which can be a very real thing. They feel like they can't afford it. And how do you work? How do you work that piece in? Do you have things that you can speak into about the affordability of Young Living?
Yes, amen. And this really is a topic that speaks right into my heart space, because when I got started, I was a couple years out of graduate school. I had left my 9-to-5 work. I had been working as a nanny, making $12 an hour part-time while going to graduate school, full-time, supporting myself, living alone as a single woman. And so you can only imagine, there was a lot more month than money at the end of every month, to say the least. And then here I get introduced to Young Living through my still sweetheart, Tanya Jackson, of almost 7 years now. And, when I was first introduced to the oils, it was right after my grandmother had passed away, and I was in such deep, deep grief. And Tanya walked in with some valor and joy, and it shifted me from unable to eat and get out of bed to actually realizing that I was hungry and that I wanted to interact with my life. And that's probably what my grandmother would want from me too. And that was such a massive shift in my emotional body, which for me, up until Young Living came into my life, I always felt like my emotional body was this obstacle that I had to figure out how to tame and deal with, instead of using my powerful, brilliant wisdom emotions for my own personal evolution. And so when I started to feel, wow, a couple drops of these living frequencies, which I didn't know what any of that meant yet, literally made everything about my body feel different. I felt hooked. Like, I don't ever want to have to live without these. Like, I want them right away. And so Tama would come over, and I would take his oils and I would put them on. And he was like, well, honey, you got to use yours too. And I was like, oh, but I don't want to use them up, I was the person that bought the basic kit for $40, because $160 felt like, no way, I can't do this. I can't afford that. I didn't understand any of it. It came, and I was like, why do I only have one bottle of oil? And Tom was like, I tried to explain the value of the starter kit to you. And I was so broke, I couldn't hear it. Okay. So then I had to save money. I literally put $20 in an envelope for every time I got paid until I had my 160, now it's 165, and I bought my starter kit. And so the first tip, there are 5 ways that, and I'm going to tell you each one of these 5 ways I didn't know about. I messed it up, and it took me a lot longer to be able to afford my oils because I didn't know about these 5 tips. We're going to give you 5 strategies for how you can save a lot of money and make Young Living an absolutely affordable lifestyle choice. Okay, so the first is that first mistake that I just told you about. So many of you already know Young Living is an online health food store, youngliving.com, and it's kind of like Costco's or BJ's, where you have the opportunity to choose to be a wholesale member. With Young Living, if you opt into wholesale membership, what that means is that you save 24% off, not just when you buy the kit, but for the rest of your life. Okay, to keep your account with youngliving.com open, you only need to spend $50 a year, and in order to maintain that 24% discount. So the first way that you can save money with Young Living is, number one, don't be, I'm going to use the word cheap because it wasn't actually a good investment in my money. Don't be cheap by buying the basic kit or by just getting that one oil, because why would you spend, full price for an oil when you can actually get it at 24% off? The other thing about the starter kit that's amazing in the realm of budget is that in that starter kit now we have 12 oils, a diffuser, Ninja Red samples, all of these thieves goodies, and all of the educational material that you could get for a basic kit. But what's amazing about the starter kit is you have all those goodies. It's worth over $340 and it's only $165. Okay, so we're talking about more than 50% off, and then you get 24% off for life. So if you don't have $165 sitting there, ask yourself, right? Now, if you think about if one drop is a dose, an average 5 ml bottle has over 90 drops, and a 15 ml bottle has over 250 drops of oil. That's a lot of doses. That's a lot of opportunities to have that shift to feel better, to use Vanessa Vaugh's words, to go from feeling yuck to yay. Right? And so when you think about value long term, right, will it save you more money to buy one-time oil or to go ahead and buy yourself what I call the learning library, the starter kit, where you can get a bunch of different experiences and be able to use them half off and then 24% off for the rest of your life? So that's the first strategy.
Yes, that starter kit, it's epic because it also just sets you up. It's like you could get that one little bottle and not be efficient with your money. But also, it's just one bottle. If you just ate broccoli, you wouldn't get as many benefits as if you ate broccoli and kale and carrots and cauliflower, right? So it just sets you up as that learning library. I love how you say that. And it's epic. Like with the wholesale accounts that you have with other stores, they ask you to pay a fee. But Young Living's like, you don't have to pay a fee. Just invest in your own self-care, and we'll give it to you for half off, and we'll give you this membership where you get 24% off always. It's really generous, and it's a great, 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 smart way to start.
It's amazing. And I just want to say one more thing on that, because when I was trying to save up those dollars to get my starter kit, I was thinking of it more as like, this is like my big investment, for this huge thing. And it was a big, but it was also, it was the opening of the door. It was the opening of the door. Then I have my discount card always already plugged into my online. Anytime I logged in, she's like, "Oh, welcome, Tanya. Here you are, 24% off pricing." So
yeah, absolutely. So what about? Okay, so that's how you get started strong. I love that the starter kit is revolutionary. So you get started strong that way, and then it's like, okay, well now I'm hooked, girl. I need to detoxify my home. How do I get rid of the crap I have underneath my sink and really make my home a green home? How do I use the products that I use on my face or on my body, like shampoo and soap and laundry detergent? Like how do I start to afford all of the amazing products that Young Living has to offer?
Such a great question, because we start oiling and most of us get hooked, right? If you're using now, and Summer made a really good point, this piece of like, if I wanted to live a healthier lifestyle and I just ate one piece of broccoli, that's probably not going to create a big shift in my life, right? But if I'm adding greens into every meal, that's a shift. And I want to lean big into the word lifestyle, right? Lifestyle. And one of the most helpful things, I worked with a coach years ago about trying to just feel better in my lifestyle. And she said, don't think about trying to eliminate and get rid of all of the things that you love, but what can you add in? What can you add in, right? Just add a little more salad onto your dinner plate. Just add in a 15-minute walk before you go to bed. What can you add in? And for me, that's one of the things I love about Young Living, is because they're so easy to use, right? Carry them in your purse. Anytime you feel anything and you want support, you can just put them on, right? And so that idea of lifestyle, and like acupuncture or yoga or exercise or any of our eating, the more we do it, the better we feel. So how can I use oils without feeling like, oh no, I'm going to use them up and not going to be able to afford them in the future? So the second point in our 5 points that I want you to write down is the Essential Rewards program. Write it down. Essential Rewards. Essential Rewards. Essential Rewards is an incredible, amazing, extraordinary customer loyalty program. okay? Many different stores, or like you go to coffee shops and they have like click this card, and then after you order 10 coffees you get your 11th one for free. Or like my local health food store here in New Paltz, anytime I spend up after, you know, my accumulated shopping adds up to $500, we get 20 bucks cash. They give you like a fat 20.
That is super exciting.
It's kind of exciting, right? And then I looked at the Essential Rewards program and I was like, no, this can't be true, because this is like, if I spend $300, I get almost $200 worth of free gifts just on top. Like, I don't, what? This couldn't yes, it's true. Okay, Essential Rewards is an insanely generous program. Young Living's mission statement is to help heal the world, right? To help us feel better. Essential oils in every home around the planet. It's a lifestyle company. It's an invitation to feel better. And so they spoil us rotten, us wholesale members. And one of the ways that they do that is through the Essential Rewards program. So there are 3 benefits. Write these down to the Essential Rewards program. 3 benefits. The first is that in addition to getting your 24% back, 24% off on all of your prices, if you're on Essential Rewards, you get points back for your purchasing. So pay attention. And if you choose to be on Essential Rewards for 3 months in a row, those first 3 months, you get 10% back. So you spend $100, you get $10 coming right back to you that you can cash out for free products. If you choose to stay on Essential Rewards for more than 3 months, once you get to that 4th month, it jumps up to 20% back. So follow me, 24% off plus 20% back.
That's
okay?
44.
Math whiz right here. It's almost 50% off, okay? If you choose to stay on Essential Rewards for over a year, is it 2 years?
Sure.
You jump up to 25% back, okay? So that's where I've been. I've been on Essential Rewards for almost 7 years. So grateful for it.
Cool.
Okay, so your first benefit is that you get points back. Second benefit to Essential Rewards is you get reduced shipping. So you get to save money on your shipping. And the third ties into the third thing we're going to talk about, which is the monthly promos. So another way that you can save, and this is how I absolutely hugely grew my library when I didn't feel that I could afford it. Every single solitary month, Young Living has special giveaways at the $100 mark, 100 PV mark, 190, 250, 300, and some months they even spoil us with 400s. Where if you spend $100, they automatically gift you. It's usually a free oil. Sometimes it's another product. At 190, it's usually somewhere around $65 worth of free gifts. At 250, it goes upward from there. I said at the 300 promo, generally we're getting about $200 worth of free gifts. So again, it's like almost at 50% off. You know, I'm getting $500 worth of goodies for $300. That's a huge savings. But you might be saying, but Tanya, like, I definitely don't have $300 to spend at Young Living right now. I hear you. And I felt that way too. And so at the beginning, what I did is I was like, I really want the 300 promo because I'm going to get like 7 new products for free, some of which I've never even heard of and I'm really curious about. So that was when I started reaching out to my friends and family and saying, hey, I'm putting together an order to order some stuff from Young Living. Of course, it's going to benefit your friends and family to have their own wholesale account so they can get their own 24% off, they can get their own points, and they can get their own freebies. But many of us like to sample things before we really go all in. So especially if you're just getting started on your journey, or with the new people that you're talking to daily and weekly. Hey, sweetheart, I'm so happy that Sample of Thieves really supported your family when your immune systems were down. I'm just curious. I'm about to place an order. I get 24% off. Would you like me to order you a bottle this month? You know, and you let your support of your community help to get you to those promos so that you get all of those additional gifts on top of what, of course, you've ordered. So the only thing that you have to do in order to qualify for these 3 amazing benefits of this loyalty program called Essential Rewards is that in order to get the reduced shipping, the added goodies, if you're on everybody has access to those promos, but if you're on Essential Rewards, you get additional goodies, okay? And the points back, right? So to do that, all you have to do is spend $50 a month. $50 a month. And there are so many ways to think about, you know, again, in the sense of lifestyle. When I started using the essential oils, it started to shift in me my awareness. So I'm somebody that used to struggle from chronic migraines. I was actually tested for brain tumors when I was in 5th grade. No one could figure out why I had such chronic crippling headaches. And when I started to use the essential oils, I started to notice that my sensitivity to other products that had smells, like my dish soap, like when I walked past the candle store at the mall, like when somebody wearing a lot of cologne would hug me and I would instantly go into migraines. It brought my awareness to the fact that maybe the products I was buying in the grocery store, which has no labeling about their dangers, that they were actually at the root of my pain. And so when I started using the oils, one of the first things that I needed to change was what I was using to clean my house. So like one great thing to put on your essential rewards order is the Thieves Household Cleaner. That one little bottle, $22, that's going to last you 9 months if you clean your house every single day. I mean, you dilute it one little capful to water, and so it's actually less expensive than the green cleaners that I was buying at my local health food store. So that's essential rewards.
Yeah, and I think that, like, when you were saying you have the one requirement to essential rewards and getting all those goodies is that you spend $50 a month. I just want to invite you not to think of it as like an additional $50 a month. It's like, no, you transfer buy. So the things you're already buying, you're already spending $50 a month on shampoo and all the things for your house, all the things for making yourself clean and beautiful, all of it. It's an online health food store, so you just start to buy from the company that's going to give you back all of these amazing goodies. So I just want to add that into that.
Yeah, and I want to say to that too, because again, I've been there. If you're like, yeah, but Young Living shampoo is like $6 more than what I currently buy, that's true. Okay, and this is where I come back again to value, right? If what you're rubbing into your skull, in your brain every morning, actually has cancer-causing or other harmful chemicals, which unfortunately so many over-the-counter products do you feel worth it, right? It comes back to that question of worth. And secondly, yes, it might be $6 more than the shampoo you're currently buying.
Are you exaggerating?
$6?
Yeah.
I think it depends on what you're buying.
Yeah,
if you're buying Suave, it's going to be more of a difference. If you're buying Biolage or whatever, it's about the same price. Right? So, but the other thing is that if I buy my shampoo and my household cleaner and my toothpaste and my deodorant, I'm qualifying for those promos, and then I'm getting $160 or whatever promo you're qualifying worth of free essential oils, right? And so am I willing to pay a little more on shampoo so that I can get more things back for free?
Yes. And I just want to point out too that hopefully I can post a link, but Chris Opfer, who is a Young Living amazing teacher, he did this whole comparison of Young Living products compared to like green products out there. So Young Living shampoo compared to a green shampoo, and they came out very similar, especially using essential rewards. Price-wise.
Yes.
Thank you for that clarification.
Quality, they're very different.
Great. So another question that I get often is just like, why are the prices so different in oil? So why is lemon $10 and frankincense is $78 or something like that? So why do oils vary so much?
Yeah, it's a really good question.
Thank you.
You're just not out of the park today.
Full of them.
The other effect of oiling is fun. Okay. This is huge, right? So what the price differentiation comes from how much oil is in the plant and what it takes to be able to extract the oil. So lemon, for example, most of our oils are steam distilled, but our citruses are cold pressed. And so with lemon, essentially, we get a whole lot of yield of oil per plant. And so we can sell lemon oil for $10 because we get quite a batch. Frankincense oil, I love this process. So frankincense are these gnarly, gorgeous powerhouse trees that live in the desert. Our frankincense grows in Oman, and it's actually thanks to Young Living and a bunch of customers like you and me, volunteers who went out to Oman several years ago to reforest the frankincense forests of Oman, which were on their way out. So thank you, Young Living, for your reforestation work.
Namaste.
And we had to wait. We were actually out of stock. Young Living was out of stock with frankincense for a couple years back, and it was a very hard time for me. But the reason that we had to wait was because Young Living will only harvest when it's sustainable. So for the harvesting process of frankincense, for example, what we do with frankincense is we have wonderful folks who ride out on their camels and take a machete and slice the frankincense tree so that the tree will start to bubble and the sap will bubble out. They have to do that 15 days consecutively. And at the end, all the frankincense trees have these big gnarly bubbles of sap, which get sliced off by the machetes, and then they have to dry and season to total firmness in the desert sun, and then that resin is harvested and we distill from the resin. So when you think about how much material and how much work and how much effort goes into that, that's why frankincense is a higher price tag. So when it comes to how do I buy oils that are affordable for me and my budget for now, one of the things that really set me free was just having more bottles. When I felt like I only have my little, it used to be 11, I only have my 11 oils in my starter kit. I literally would like do a half a drop and then like wipe the edges and try to not use it up. And one of the things that Tama helped me figure out is like, go through many of Young Living oils are between $10 and $30. Right now, I choose to never ever live without frankincense. That is one of the things I use my Essential Rewards points for every single month to get my new bottle, because I do go through a 15 ml monthly. But there are so many amazing oils that are only $10 to $30. If they're on the lower price point, it doesn't mean that they have less superpowers inside of them. It means the plant has more oil and is easier to yield. So for example, cedarwood is a delicious, amazing oil. Like frankincense, it's a tree. Like frankincense, it does a lot of amazing similar supports to the body systems. Cedarwood is $10. So if you need to get started with cedarwood and work your way up to frankincense, do it. You know, similarly, Valor essential oil is one of my top faves. Oh my gosh, I choose to not be without Valor. Valor's around $40. Sacred Mountain, to me, has a very similar, energetic, supportive, grounding. I feel more safe. And it's half the price for a 15 ml bottle, right? And so why not allow yourself? The citruses are a wonderful place to get started, because the citruses are such wonderfully priced oils. Your peppermint, your lavender, go through the product guide and just make a list of all the oils that are under $30 and treat yourself. Let your library fatten, and then use all those Essential Rewards points you've accumulated over your months of acquiring, and treat yourself to frankincense or sandalwood oil or rose or one of the big spenders, you know, but you don't need them. And if, for example, you're working with a blend that came in your starter kit like Panaway, and you're like, but my musculoskeletal system never wants to live without Panaway. I get it. And so maybe you choose to value that a little more and you put money aside for it, or go into one of the reference guides and look at what are the blends that come in, what are the single oils that are mixed together to make Panaway, right? Wintergreen is in there. Wintergreen is an amazing oil for musculoskeletal support. It's $17. Right? So why not choose the oils that resonate with your body and your budget, and trust that the more you can use them and share them, the more they will become affordable in your lifestyle.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So I know that there's so many. Thank you for telling us like all the amazing things that there are as a customer of Young Living, and all the ways to get goodies. Such goodies. But then I know that there's also, I happen to know very well, that Young Living also gives you a thank you check every time that you share these oils with somebody else, and then they say, you know what, I would like to get my own account and start getting oily with it. So can you talk a little bit about that, about what it looks like to get a thank you check from Young Living?
Yes, I would love to talk about that, because that thank you check has become my primary income and has set me free into a lifestyle that I want for every single person watching this video. As a Young Living Gold, I have more time freedom, more authority of my life than I ever knew was possible when I was living paycheck to paycheck and struggling to get by every single month. But this is another thing that I ran away from, that I said no to, that I resisted, that I did not understand for the first several years that I was with Young Living, feeling like I couldn't afford the oils. So I want to share just a tiny bit about what this opportunity looks like and how you can potentially take it any amount, okay? So many of us, I'm going to actually argue that most of us might not be interested in taking on a whole new side business. Like, life is full, but it might be really nice to get your oils paid for every month, right? So Young Living as a direct sales company does offer the option, hear me, it's totally optional, that if you support Young Living in doing referrals, helping to send people to youngliving.com, and make sure that they have your member number so they can credit you as the person who referred them, Young Living will send you money as gratitude for that. So for those who are just interested in that little bit of, you know what, it would just be nice to maybe, you know, make $190 a month so that I could take advantage of some of those promos and have all my oils paid for. This is what we call, there's this great little program we call 3 for Free. Essentially, if you help 3 people walk through that 24% off door, in other words, get themselves started with a starter kit, that will bring you back $150 or essentially pay for your starter kit. And so sharing the oils, I mean, think about just in life, like how much do you share what you love? Right? If I go out to an amazing restaurant and have a good meal, you know I'm going to be texting my best friends and being like, oh my God, did you try this new spot in Kingston? It's amazing. Right? When I read an extraordinary book, I reach out to people and say, you have to read this book. This is an amazing book. I'm reading an amazing book right now called It's Not Your Money. I highly recommend it. Right there, I just referred you this book. Go buy it. Right? What if Amazon sent you a check for every book you've ever recommended that a friend of yours has purchased? Okay, some people say, well, I couldn't share oils because, you know, I'm not a salesperson. I don't feel comfortable. I wouldn't want my friends. You don't have to be a salesperson. Share your oils and then help people know that youngliving.com exists and they can start to get their oils paid for. So it's in any amount, sharing, working with somebody like Summer or myself, or maybe the person that shared oils with you initially, and saying, hey, I just want to get my oils paid for. I don't know enough to teach. But I would host something at my house because I know that my sister and my mom and my best friend and my partner would all really benefit from this. You know, Summer, would you come over to my house and just offer a little education so that my friends can learn about it? This is a way that you can get your oils paid for. Now, that was where I started. That was all I thought I would do with it. I just knew that I needed a way to be able to afford my new passion and need for these beautiful oils. And I just feel blessed about how much my life has opened as my mind opened. As I have come to learn about the network marketing profession and how this is a profession about giving back. How none of us can rise up unless we are willing to be of service to others, to show up as our best selves, to help carry this beautiful mission forward of wellness, purpose, and abundance in every home across the globe. To join into that wellness movement because of the way it leans into network and the way that friends connect us to more friends and to more friends, it is quite possible, and we are sitting here as living proof, it is very possible with part-time hours, working from home, no matter how many children you have or how many jobs you have. I was working about 7 to 8 gigs full-time when I started this. No matter what your life situation is, it is possible. It is possible, and it can be incredibly joy-inducing to learn the skills. It is a profession, so you do need to be trained, and we have a full training system to walk you through that. It is very possible to learn how to skillfully and professionally share Young Living with others so that you can grow an uncapped residual income. Residual income is money that comes in every single month and is not directly tied to how many hours you worked, but rather how many lives you've changed. And so if you are curious about the business opportunity, you're curious about how you can actually build something real, build the kind of freedom that Summer and I are building, please reach out to the person that shared this video with you to get more information. But it is incredible. Saying yes to the business opportunity took me years of being a happy customer to get there. Don't wait as long as I did. It is hands down the best choice I have ever made for my life, and I'm so grateful for it. And if the business is not for you, but you'd love to get those products paid for, learning just enough to share with your besties so they too can get hooked on Young Living, and then you too can see a monthly paycheck come in, it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it.
And it's just amazing to have oily friends. If you're oiling alone, it's just not as good. To have oily friends is amazing. So and true. I just think it's like, why would you pay for your oils if you don't have to? Right? Like, it just makes sense. All of this just really makes sense. Like essential rewards, buying, like the starter kit, the half value, the essential rewards of just like getting, let's go over our points. The starter kit, half value, all of that, right? An amazing way to start. Then the essential rewards keeps you going because of you want to live a toxic-free life. Please tell me you want to live a toxic-free life. I really want that for you. With products that are not just toxic-free, but they are like lifting you up. Supporting you.
Yes, and in that essential rewards too, not only are you getting those benefits, but the other piece in the realm of lifestyle where I'm so grateful to essential rewards is it holds me accountable every single month, right? And it feels like Christmas, like, never gets old. My package is here.
That's true.
Turn around any day, right? It will turn up any day. So essential rewards to hold you accountable to remembering the value of what it feels like to feel good.
Yes. Transformation. All right, so that's essential rewards. And then the monthly promos, taking advantage of those monthly promos. And then there was buying oils that fit in your budget for wherever you're at right now. And then the number 5 is getting your oils paid for. Get your oils paid for. Share with your friends. Create an oily community. They're amazing, I have to say. Oily communities are my fave. Yes. Yeah, and we're always, any of us, whoever sent you to this video, either of us, like we're always happy to create opportunities to share more about these oils and invite other people in. So lean on us. We're here for you, and get oily with it.
Yes. Closing off with some Dreamcatcher oil. May you live your dreams of feeling better. And thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in.
And I do notice now that we're in the business spot, and so we're gonna. Sorry, we did not go live in the event page. We messed up, and but thanks for watching this later. Okay. Oh, and anything we want to read out? I did say we would. Yes, the promos. Eucalyptus is amazing, Hilda. Thank you. Whole value to the whole body. Clears your mind, respiratory, and helps clear your mind, gives you focus, lifting moments. Yes, 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 Young Living. And that shampoo is concentrated. Right. That's another thing to think about with Young Living is all their products are basically all their products are concentrated, so they will last you longer. Thank you for reminding us of that, Vanessa, and the value of self-care and oily friends. Bye, everyone. Oil up.